Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals, and today, Game 2 of a best of 5. It's from the TvZ UK Masters, and I'm jumping straight into this because I am so hyper. In the top left position, spawning on Akelon Wastes, we've got the blue Zerg from Team Liquid, Rhett. And his opponent down in the lower right, the pink Terran from Western Wolves, Sting. So, these two, good. Game 1, spectacular. And if you haven't watched it, you totally should flick back and give it a watch, because seriously, stunning. That is as simple as it gets. Absolutely stunning. I don't think I've enjoyed a TvZ that much in a long time. Everything was so action-packed, and Game 2... the only criticism I have of Game 1 is it just means that Game 2 has so much to live up to, but these two players, if any two players can, definitely will. I mean, Game 1, there was Broodlords, there was Ultralists, there was Bailings, Mutas, Tanks, Widowmines, Hellions, loads of command centers, Vikings, drops, multi-prong attacks. Literally, what more could you want from a game of StarCraft? I just don't know. The only thing that I could possibly imagine making that game any more incredible would have been if Sting made battlecruisers. And if he had made battlecruisers, I may just have started screaming like a little girl in excitement. Literally that good. So if you didn't watch Game 1, or if you did watch Game 1, let me know if you got that excited about it. Tweet me, leave a comment, send me a letter in the post if you particularly want to. But I'm not going to give you my address on video, because that would be pretty stupid of me. But anyway, we do have the gas coming down right now for Sting, so it's a very different opening to what we saw. Game 1, it was a command center first. This time, it was a gas into a rack, so that means a very early Reaper. It's a big long map happening a long way, so he wants to get over there, wants to get some scouting info, wants to know what is it that Rhett has planned. Does he have a hatchery down? Of course he does. Does he have a spawning pool? Definitely. Does he have a gas? Maybe. And that is what Sting's going to try and discover with this Reaper. So he's going to come over, get a little scout around, try and get a little poking, a little bit of pistol action going down on some of these drones. May get one or two, depending on how good his micro is. May even build a bunker. Bunkers could be coming down any second. Okay, SCV, are you going to do it? You're getting in a very bunkerish position, I must say. Coming round. Yes! Here comes the bunker then. It's on its way. This is pretty tense. What else could we see? Well, the drone coming down sees the SCV building it and quickly reacts. The second drone coming down, but this is an awkward position because the SCV, if it comes around the side, just like that, the drone is suddenly in a bit of a problematic position. We see the bunker is so near completion. This is getting incredibly tense. The SCV gets the other side. Is it going to be able to complete this bunker? Oh my goodness, Red, pull back. It's going to be done. And this means the Reaper can get in there. Good play, building that extractor from the damaged drone so it does not go down. The Reaper coming back in to the main base. Gonna have a little round and be like, hey Zerglings, guess what? I like to move it, and just dodge his way back. Seriously, why am I so hyper today? But yes, the Zerglings have been taken out. We've got more Zerglings trying to kill this bunker. Reaper, go help that bunker. Or alternatively, just salvage it, because guess what? There's quite a lot of Zerglings being forced. Did you know what damage making Zerglings be made is? It means that there's less drones. And you know what less drones means? Less income. And Red loves drones, so if you don't let him make them, he will be a very sad panda. Or something like that. But anyway, drones are dying very nearly. Have either of these Reapers got a kill yet? No kills on Reaper number 1. 4 kills on Reaper number 2, but they're all Zerglings on Reaper number 2. Come on, Reaper number 2, who I'm going to name Joe now. Joe, you've got to get out of there. Joe, run away. Don't go by the Queen. Keep going. Come on, Joe. You've got this. What is Sam doing? This is Sam and Joe. That is what I'm going to call these Reapers. So Sam is the highlighted one. That is how we'll remember it. Because Sam is selected. So Sam and Joe, they're going to hold hands, run off into the distance. They don't want any more to do with this fighting. Maybe they do again. Oh, no, they've convinced each other. One of them was like, you chicken or something. Come on, let's go take out the Zerg swarm. They're like, oh, maybe I'm just going to heal up a bit. Maybe we'll see what else goes on. Meanwhile, behind this thing isn't doing anything too dangerous, so that's why I'm not paying too much attention to him. The Queens are doing a good job. Joe's taking a lot of fire, but Sam the Reaper, he's pulling back, and yeah. This is really the end of Reaper play, and I cannot keep up with Reaper stories, because while it is good fun... Oh, actually I can, because they may get a drone here. They're going to go for that nice little creep tumor, delaying it a bit longer. The Reaper's still pulling out. Sam and Joe. Sam has got his first kill now. Aren't you glad for Sam? Sammy had one job. He can go back home now, knowing that he did the damage he needed to. Back at home, Hellions are coming out. The Orbiter Commander of the Natural is down 2 gas, and a second barrack stim is also on its way. So back to Sam and Joe. I kept Sam selected through that, you may have noticed, down at the bottom here. But the Queen's pushing back. We've got the double evolution chamber coming down for Rhett yet again. He's also getting his third base, but the Reapers and Hellions have located it. The Queen's waddling. Just started stepping over, because that is how... Well, not even stutter stepping, just crawling over ever so slowly. Because imagine if you had webbed legs. You wouldn't move very fast with webbed legs. I'm telling you, it would be very difficult. Haven't you ever seen those guys in those, you know those parachute suit thingies that make you fly like a wingsuit or something? That is how difficult it is to walk in them, but for Queens and with 6 legs. They do have 6 legs, right? Yeah, they do. Well, yeah, 6 legs. That would be tough. So, we've got the Hellions. They are starting to just waddle around. Well, not waddling, wheeling around, making sure they take out these creep tumors, denying the creep spread from Red amazingly. Red, meanwhile, is getting down his Baneless. He's also getting up his second gas. He's already got his, well, actually his third gas, because the second one's at the natural. The poking spine crawl is doing some good damage to these Reapers and the Hellions. The third base is nearly complete. Meanwhile, we see that, of course, Sting is pulling out a nice number of units. He's getting up his tank, possibly going for a time push. A Queen gets taken out there by the Hellions and the Reapers. The Reapers coming back. And which one was Sam? Okay, Sam was the one with the less kills, so that is Sam still. God, I can't believe I nearly forgot that. Don't want to mix up Sam and Joe. It happens all the time to them just because they're identical twins and look precisely the same. How can you do that to them? It's just horrible. Have a heart, people. Have a heart. Still, though, the Queen desperately trying to push this back as Spore Crawler, Spine Crawler, just making sure nothing bad happens. Speedlings coming from behind, though. Where are they going? Are they going for the surround? Most probably. In come the Hellions, so these drones are going to die. Sam still unlucky with trying to get those kills, not being able to get any yet. The Speedlings coming in, but of course the Hellions can escape through this way, this pathway. So many different attack paths and escape paths. And we do see Joe dies. Sam is about to die as well, and that is the end of the journey for Sam and Joe. But yes, we do see the Hellions are doing some good damage there. Just trying to kite back, dealing with as many Speedlings they can. The damage ones being kept back, but now completely surrounded, will get taken out. Nice work there by Rep, but as we can see from the resources lost, losing nearly double the resources, actually exactly double the resources of Sting. Sting, that means he was cost effective. He's got tanks up. He's looking fairly comfortable. He's getting his third orbital command. We do see that Stim is complete. Combat shield already on its way down, so everything piecing together. Just Series 1. Rhett, 1 Speedling coming into the third base, just to get a little look. See if there's anything down there that he can deal with. We've got more Speedlings running through. Up at the top, we've got Speedlings checking everywhere for any kind of bases, because bases would mean income, and income would mean units, and units would mean potential death, and that is not what Red wants. Red, of course, 1-0 down in this series, so desperately needs to win this game to try and level it out and force more matches, because more matches between these two would be nothing but incredible. We do have the lair finished, also the Baning Nest. With the fact that the 1-1 upgrades are done, 2-2 should get started shortly, and I'm expecting Lingering Muta yet again at a rep, because it's a good metagame strategy against Terran. It works very, very effectively. So yeah, 2-2 already on its way down. Will we see the Spire? Well, the 4th gas is up. We haven't got the 5th and 6th gas quite yet, but we do have a push coming across here from Sting. That is always going to be something that is a little bit scary, especially with some tanks in there, especially with only Zerglings and Banelings. Baneling speed is just about to complete in 3 seconds time. That means that of course those Banelings will be able to get better connections on the Marine. Sting will have to split oh so much better, and kite oh so much better. And that just makes it much more intense. Tanks, though, sitting at the back will get taken out there by some Zerglings. Of course, the other 2 tanks are left completely exposed. Marines desperately trying to come back. The Banelings are getting some connections. Not getting that many Marines, though. A lot of Speedlings, though, are on their way out. Marines trying to get in the best position they can. May get picked up by that medevac, and indeed will get picked up. Now boosted straight in, coming in towards the main base. Will the Zerglings be able to pull back in time? Maybe they will, and I realise that I'm commentating this like a racehorse commentator in this action, because this game is really starting to speed up. The Spire is on its way down for Rhett as well. We do have the medevac trying to pull back as safely as it can. Armory down, 2-2 upgrades. Probably will start once +1 armor is complete. We should see as well the second engineering bay, because there's no reason not to get that when you are going for this quite upgrade heavy style. The second Spire coming down as well. Rhett. Double spiring it up like a baller. So going to be going for those double air upgrades. Really committing to that now. Zergling's pulling back, wondering where did that medevac go, but the Overlord spotting it. The Overlord going to regret it spotted it though, because the Marines also spotted the Overlord and will manage to get the kill. And that in itself is pretty stressful. We've got the 4th base up and running. That of course is what we want. That 4th base means the Ret can stay ahead. Drone count 70, 58 SCVs though, with 3 orbital. Where is the 3rd orbital command? Here he comes. Okay, 3 orbital commands, 3 mules with only, well, now 12 workers behind. Those mules are going to level that out very, very equally. We've got more medevacs. 1 medevac coming down here. You're going to see the Zerglings. Going to just drop on top of the Zerglings. 2 Marines will beat 2 Zerglings. We also have just these watchtowers being held. We have more units unloading. A quick little pickup after baiting the Zerglings back. The other 2 Marines just sitting here. They cannot see. Well, they can see that base, so I'm surprised they haven't gone to go and kill that. We do see that this drop has been cleaned out quite effectively. The rest of the Zerglings coming back towards the watchtower. These Marines need to get picked up very, very quickly, but they don't, so both die. We've got these 2 Marines on their way back through as well. The infestation bit coming down. 10 Mutalisks are about to hit the field, though, and that is when Ret says no to more drops. He kills the medevacs, he kills the drops, and he makes sure that he retakes this map dominance, which is exactly what he's going to be wanting to do. The watchtower's still being held up here. Of course, this is a version of the map without the watchtowers in the center because they were ridiculously good. The next wave of a move out coming down though from Sting. He's got these 3 bases up and running happily. He is now only 4 workers behind with the 3 mules. That puts him quite substantially ahead in terms of the income. He's got the 2-2 upgrades coming down, but 2-2 is already complete though for Ret. That means that he's got the upgrade advantage for the next 40 seconds or so. That is great for him, and especially great with this push coming across. But Sting probably going to bide his time. Clear out the creep first. He doesn't want to engage the creep unless he absolutely has to, because that ultimately makes the Zerg force a lot faster and able to deal a lot better with this sort of composition, especially with the Zerglings and Banelings going for complete surrounds. Pathogen glands researching. We also have the hive coming down. But here we go. The Zerglings, the Banelings rolling in. The Banelings getting taken out by the tanks though pretty effectively. That means Marines will stay up with the Mutalisks, just engaging in a head-on engagement with the reinforcements, but of course with the additional Marines there it's going to be pretty scary. Good little pickup though because of the Banelings. Now just boosting back, trying to get back to safety because you do not want to overcommit. You do not want to lose those units unless you absolutely have to. Some Banelings are connecting with the Marines there, but 1 Marine for 1 Baneling is a good trade for Sting. The supplies are exactly equal. This is just so close, this game, yet again. So good to see. So good to have all of this going down. We've got 2 Marines just idly sitting in the middle of the map. Going to try and get a kill on an Overlord, and should succeed in doing so after stimming. This, of course, is just frustrating. Supply blocks Red, because nothing costs 1 supply apart from a drone. So, he could build a drone, but he's already got quite a few of those, up at 78 to 68 SCVs. Now, though, this is a lot of tanks getting caught out of position, which is not quite enough units for Red with so many Marines there to actually take it out. We do have the Ultralisk Cavern coming down as well as the 4th command center for Sting, but Sting, he's moving up. He's got his eyes set on the 4th hatchery of Red. He wants to take down this place. He wants to deny the income that it provides, but will Red be able to hold it? The tanks falling back at the moment, feeling that actually I think I might get surrounded. Indeed, the surround is trying to come down. That means that Sting has to commit to this now. He does siege up. There's only a few units on the field, and as we can see, the Marines still doing a nice little bit of damage. The Queen probably going to get taken out. We've got more reinforcements streaming in, though. The Ultralisk Cavern is 3/4 done. The command center nearly complete as well, but in comes the Banelings, in come the Zerglings. This could be the connection, or not, that Red wants. He's got to engage his army so carefully because those tanks can deal oh so much damage. Still, yet again, actually no, this game we do see that Sting got +1 vehicle weapons a lot earlier on. The Banelings are rolling in, and the Zerglings from the other side. Red dealing with this force exactly as you are meant to with Zergling and Baneling, and as we can see from the resources lost, Red only having lost about 4,000 more resources, but he's got a better income just, so that should help him. And as we can see now, with the 4th base nearly complete, it's really pressure on to Red. He's probably going to have to take this base behind the rock tower in order to stay economically competitive with his Terran opponent. Chitinous plating on its way, adrenal glands nearly finished up. The 3-3 upgrades not started though. That could come back to bite Rep, because we see the 3-3 is already begun for Sting. That upgrade advantage is so essential from Zerglings and Banelings, trying to connect here with a small group of forces, but the tanks are having none of that. However, Zergling counterattacks coming in, doing a good amount of damage, killing quite a few SCVs actually, as well as a refinery. This is all the sort of damage that needs to be done. We've also got a drop coming down, picking off one lone Ultralisk, or trying to, but the Ultralisk will win that fight. An Ultralisk down at the 4th base, also omnomming its way through to the Thor, doing a much better job than those Marines. The Zerglings dealing some good damage here. The Marines and tanks though being pulled back in order to deal with it. So just a good number of SCVs were taken out, but quite a few drones have also been killed back in the main base. The drone count transfer is coming down. Red so desperately needs to secure a 4th base. The Thor, the tanks desperate to try and hold on against these Ultras who are charging forward, just munching their way through this entire Terran army. No fungal growth so to stop the Marines from retreating. That's fine though because all the tanks were taken out. The tank count for Sting now only 4. That is not enough for him at the moment, and he desperately needs to make sure that he gets out some more tanks, gets in a good defensive position, kites back this Ultra as best he can. And this is now getting to be a very, very tense game. Rhett slightly ahead. Sting not out of this by any means, though. He's got his 4th command center finish, needs to go and take it up. Rhett finally taking his 5th base, exactly what he needed to do a couple of minutes ago, ideally, because he wants to stay economically ahead of his opponent. And by taking out these SCVs at the 3rd base, that should be precisely what he's able to do. One SCV coming over here will spot the Zergling, and that should mean that a couple of Marines will come over in order to deal with that before the command center floats its way down. But a drop coming down towards the bottom of the map. This means that Sting coming for some counter-aggression. What is there in terms of the defense of this 4th? The short answer, nothing. The long answer, absolutely nothing. That means that this drop could do maximum damage very effectively. Speedlings even getting pulled away from that watchtower until he sees the drop coming down. Red now with just a few lings trying to come back. More reinforcements coming in. That should mean this drop is shut down, but it is still such a tightly fought match. This is literally by tooth and nail. We have got, of course, this medevac now moving up towards the top base. Knows, I do believe, that... Actually, no, he doesn't. Sting hasn't seen that this is there, but should assume it is coming down. Sting has taken his 4th base. We've got the Greatest Fire on its way. Some Widow Mines also in production. And the +2 vehicle weapons. 3-3 complete, though, for Sting. 2-2 done. 3-3 for Rhett. Still a good sort of 80 seconds away. That's a long period of time. The Mutalist does get taken out by the Marines, and the medevac does survive as well, so the drop will continue. Some Ultras, some Zerglings getting pulled into the safety of the 5th base in order to make sure that the drop is not successful. Where is the Greater Spire? It must be down in the natural because there's 2 Spires, of course, remember. Now, interesting, getting those 2 Spires, but not starting any upgrades for air, which is quite surprising and making me think that it was a misclick by Rhett getting those. Meanwhile, big engagement in the natural, or just outside the natural base of Sting. The Widow Mines not very effective against Ultras. Tanks doing a slightly better job, but most of this army getting cleaned out. Meanwhile, we've got a couple of Marines dropping down to this 4th base, dealing good damage, killing off quite a few workers. The supply depots are up, but what has Sting got to defend? Nothing at all. These supply depots are going to go down. These Ultras can be able to do a tremendous amount of damage. Meanwhile, though, Marines, they're doing good damage to the main base. Take out the Ultras cabin. Ideally, though, what he needs to stop is this Greater Spire. We see that the 4th base has been annihilated. That just means that Sting is now still slightly ahead in terms of the work count, but the Ultralist, oh, the Ultralist racking up so many kills right here. That is exactly what Ultras love. Meanwhile, the drop though coming down to the 3rd base. This is another one of the mining bases for Wreck. Getting taken out. Zerglings being pulled back, but with the 2 medevacs, they clean off those links easily without taking any losses. Corruptors also getting taken out. Expensive units to go down to just Marines. And as we can see, the Ultra being pulled back. The lift going down though, and that means, or going up, should I say, and that ultimately results in Sting being able to pull back, not losing too many units. A good 6,000 resources more lost by Rhett than his opponent, and the worker count though, that is heavily in Rhett's favour. But Sting is getting another orbital command. That's the important thing. He needs to keep making those orbitals, keep getting the mules, pushing in to the 5th base, or what was the 5th base, now the 4th. The 3rd is still up and running, but of course a vulnerability potentially, and this multi-prong harassment out of Sting is forcing Rhett to stay back, defend, because if he pushes forward he will take so much damage. The tank does go down. The Widow Mine's already triggered though, dealing with a lot of those Zerglings. Of course, so many drones getting killed here. The hatchery not getting focused though, preparing instead to try and pick off as many workers. Sting killing 56 drones this game. Absolutely spectacular. We've got another drop coming down in the natural base, and as you can see, Sting behind this, just pumping out units, keeping his income going nicely. Could do with a few more SCVs. He's certainly got the minerals for it. And also need to take these gas ideally, because you want to get as much gas income as you can, especially when you're muling away like a madman. Vikings introduction of Veining, they're trying to go down, but Veining does manage to connect. Where are the units from Red pulling back? Well, Red supply plummeted down to just 85 supply through all of this aggression, and the worker count just down to 41. So this game, yet again, just as we saw in the first match of this series, incredibly close, and that in itself makes this so exciting. Marines have dropped out, trying to pick off the Corruptor before the Corruptor can kill the medevac. The medevac will survive. That means units can come out, and Infestor gets taken out by a Widow Mine with the help from the Marauders, and this is the push the Red does not want. A good number of tanks, a good number of Marines, and a couple of Marauders. 104 supply up against just 49. Broodlords are there though. Where are the Vikings? Only 2 on the field, 2 more soon to pop, and this is what Red needs to make sure that he doesn't get happen. So the Marines get underneath his Broodlords and take them out. The Vikings doing good damage as well. There's no Corruptors to deal with Vikings either, and that means the damage is being done incredibly well. And I think Red is in a lot of trouble here. We can see Sting moving forward. He's also with a drop, clean out the 4th base. That leaves Red pretty much on just one mining base. Snatchel is depleted. And well, I think Red now at half display will be forced to GG, and indeed, there it goes down. So congratulations to Sting taking the series 2-0 in this best of 3. Of course, like the video, leave a cool comment, and subscribe. I'll see you there at Game 3 any second. I'm Madals. See you in a sec.